Yes, people, what's happening? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another edition of 5 Things That We Learn, a video where I go through all the major talking points of the previous Chelsea game. Before we dive into it, guys, make sure you smash a like, subscribe to the channel, and as always, leave your thoughts in the comments below. And what a game it was last night at the Bridge. Chelsea 1-1 draw with Newcastle going through 4-2 on penalties to the Carabao Cup semi-finals. I'll be honest, didn't think we were going to do it. Individual mistake for the goal. We were huffing and puffing. Felt like it was going to be one of those nights where we just weren't going to get the breakthrough. We weren't going to be able to score one of our many chances. And then at the death, Mudryk pops up, capitalizes on a Kieran Trippier mistake, and then we win the penalty shootout. This for me could be a big turning point, and that is what I want my first point to be. Is Chelsea have got to use this as a turning point for the season. We know it's been tough. We know it's been tricky. But last night, Stanford Bridge was rocking. There haven't been atmosphere like that at Stanford Bridge for a long time. But that'll be the first time a lot of these players have experienced Stanford Bridge like that. And we need more nights like that. We need more moments like that. But I think it was a massive lift for the fans. It was a massive lift for the players, a massive lift for the manager as well. Just everything coming together at the end, that never say die attitude, not giving up, going right to the end. And then, the penalties were superb. But yeah, Stamford Bridge rocking again. And we need to make this place a fortress again. It's now 3 wins on the spin at home. Yes, that game goes down as a draw, but obviously we win the penalty shootout. But it's 3 victories in a row at home, something I don't think we've done for a long time. And we've got to keep ploughing on with our home form, improving the home form, because otherwise we're going to struggle to move up the table. But look, we got one more home game left this year, Crystal Palace, just after Christmas. We should be able to get the job done in that one, maybe make it 4 home wins in a row. But yeah, Stamford Bridge rocking last night. We need more nights like that. I think the players buzz off it, the fans do as well. So that's my first point. Stamford Bridge atmosphere, fantastic last night. We've got to take that forward into more games. And, we need more moments like this, because there's not been enough of these moments over the last sort of 12, 18 months or so. And these new players need to start experiencing that. My second point that I want to make is that for once, the substitutes made all the difference. We saw Poch, start with the team. That most of us expected to see start over, being perfectly honest. But then the changes made the difference. Obviously, Enzo Fernandes had to come off after 20 minutes, not feeling well. Broja came on. And then obviously Colwell subbed at left back at half time, and Malagusto went out to the left. And obviously Martin and Mudryk coming on, ultimately making the biggest difference was Mykhailo Mudryk. But, the subs themselves just made a difference. It was a minor tweak, bringing on Gusto for Colwell at left back and naturally attacking fullback, admittedly playing on the wrong side. But it was this change that really affected every aspect of the game, guys. It was a minor tweak, but positionally, it made such a big difference. By having Gusto, much more naturally attacking fullback in this area of the pitch, the higher up area of the pitch. He could push high and wide. He was overlapping Jackson, providing that width on the left-hand side, which we just didn't have in the first half. And then subsequently, this allowed Jackson, to move into the middle a bit more from the left, and it created more of a 2-striker system with alongside Broja, with Palmer just in behind, and then Sterling was floating in on the right hand side for a bit of width. And it also helped in the build-up play as well, people. It helped in the build-up play as Gusto, unlike Colwell and Disasi, as you'd expect, because they're centre backs, they're not naturally going to get forward. He's got the ability to drive forward, and he was able to get past that initial Newcastle press, and then got us into good positions in the opposition half a lot quicker and with more efficiency as well. And it allowed us to sustain pressure in the Newcastle half. And it worked really, really well. It meant the ball turnover as well. There was no longer the space for Newcastle and their wingers to receive the ball between the winger and the fullback. And we were able to counter press with great effectiveness. So, yeah, those changes made a massive difference. So fair play for the manager for doing that. But I think it also shows that, you play fullbacks in their natural positions. And guess what? It makes a bit of a difference, doesn't it, people? There's no surprises there. I mean, I'd like to think that Gusto didn't start because he still wasn't fully fit from the injury. He played a couple minutes in injury time against Sheffield United. I'd like to think that that was the case, just building him slowly back in. But now he has to start on Sunday. If you haven't got two fit fullbacks, you've got to have at least one natural fullback that can bomb on, get forward, because it makes such a difference to the team. I'm not saying we have to have it both sides because we're not in that position to be able to have that right now. But you've got to be able to, push on at least one side because it makes such a big difference. As I was saying. So yeah, fair play to the manager for doing that, but we need to see more of that from the off because it does make a big difference. We're not always going to, be able to come back like we did last night in every game. And I think having attacking fullbacks for this Chelsea team does make a big difference. My third point was Conor Gallagher. Another outstanding performance. I'm sick and tired of seeing people saying, oh, we should sell him. Oh, he's not good enough, blah, 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 this and that. Every week that goes by proves that Chelsea should not be using Conor Gallagher as their FFP get out of jail card. The skipper was everywhere last night, absolutely everywhere, breaking play up. He was deployed a bit deeper in that pivot again alongside Moises Caicedo that worked so well at the weekend against Sheffield United. He was exceptional again last night. Just epitomises everything that Chelsea is. He gets it. This is his team. And another brilliant all-action display, fantastic penalty in the shootout as well. And this is just his game by numbers last night. 142 touches, completed 105 of his 115 passes, 91% pass accuracy, 6 ground duels won, 5 out of 5 long balls, 3 out of 3 tackles, 3 out of 3 aerial duels, 2 out of 3 dribbles completed, and 1 key pass. Mate, this guy's the General Gallagher. I mean, it's phenomenal what he's doing at the moment. I don't think any of us expected it, as I've said many times before, but outstanding again. And, the big money we spent on Caicedo, the big money that we spent on Enzo Fernandes, big money we spent on Romeo Lavia, who admittedly we haven't actually seen yet, so I can't really judge him. But Gallagher, has been our most consistent player. He's been our best performer in midfield. And we need to keep on speaking about him because his performances now are consistently becoming a joke. He's playing so well. And he summed up the feeling brilliantly at the end when he said, it's the best feeling I've had in a Chelsea shirt so far. I don't think we've had enough of those feelings in those kind of games. We just needed this. We simply needed it. So, yeah, but Gallagher, again, fantastic. Man of the match. And it's just another reminder as to why Chelsea shouldn't be entertaining anything. And for me, only those who have an agenda are still criticising Gallagher this season. You can be proven wrong. He deserves all the praise that he is getting right now because he's been simply brilliant and he was absolutely superb again last night. Work rate, determination, never gives up, doesn't complain, loves the club, improving every day. He deserves the contract. General Gallagher. Put respect on his name, people. Put respect on his name. My fourth point in this video, Christopher Nkunku debut. Really exciting to see, guys. 69 minutes on the clock. Nkunku comes on for the debut. It just gave everyone a big boost. First time at the Bridge, first time in a Chelsea shirt. We're trailing in the game. I just think it gave the crowd a lift. I think it might have maybe even given the players a bit of a lift as well. The guys back on the pitch. And to be honest, in the 20 minutes or so that he was on the pitch, he didn't do an awful lot, if I'm being perfectly honest. He wasn't involved that much. There was one opportunity where he could have had a decent attempt on goal if Sterling could do a proper 5-yard pass, but he obviously couldn't. But other than that, he was there or thereabouts. I don't think his performance was amazing. We're not expecting anything amazing. It's the first time the guy's even kicked a ball for Chelsea in a competitive game. So, we have to curb our expectations, as Poch was saying before, as I've said many times. But it is funny, though, like as soon as Nkunku came on yesterday, we immediately went back to our sort of 3-2-5 system that we played so well in the pre-season. And we looked a lot more threatening. So it's looking like, I know it's only one game, but it's looking like Poch really built his whole system around Christopher Nkunku. We went straight back to that 3-2-5 that worked so well in pre-season. And his penalty in the shootout was absolutely superb. It was brilliant. Smashes it top bins. It just made us play better. Just the presence itself made us play better. And yeah, look, he's going to be really important for us. And look, you know, it's clear that, as I say, the plans were obviously built around him. But look, he's going to be a massive, massive player for us. And I can't wait to see what this guy does on a more consistent basis for the team. And my last point I wanted to talk about is Enzo Fernandes. Now, Enzo obviously subbed off after 25 minutes or whatever it was last night. Apparently, him and Badiashile felt unwell before the game started, but they both wanted to start anyway. Just give it a go. Badiashile seemed to come through all right, or maybe, you know, the mistake he made, he was probably still feeling the effects of whatever illness he had. Enzo tried to give it a go. It didn't happen, and he came off. I've had this thing with Enzo that like he's looked quite tired for a while now. You know, he looked like he's needed a rest. Something's not looked quite right with him. And then there's reports coming out of Argentina after the game. Now, again, don't know. These not been confirmed by the club or anything. I've not really seen it confirmed by any more sort of quote unquote more reliable sources. But apparently, I mean, Gaston Adul is a reliable journalist out in Argentina. Confirmed apparently that Enzo Fernandez is suffering from the early stages of pubalgia. I don't know if I pronounced that right or not. It's a chronic groin injury. The recovery involves either rest or treatment to alleviate discomfort during play and prevent its impact. And apparently, it's one of those where it doesn't have a cure like that. So you never know when you will feel pain or not. Now, that doesn't sound good at all. Again, it's not been confirmed by anyone at the club. I haven't really seen anywhere where it's been confirmed in a more official capacity. But this potentially wouldn't surprise me. You know, he was crying at full time. He looked visibly upset. Maybe he knows a bit more and the club know a bit more than we do. And maybe we're just going to have to start managing Enzo, you know, a little bit more carefully. Is going to be very important to this team. But before people are so quick to judge without knowing the bigger picture and everything that's going on. So look, I back the guy, I believe in the guy. I think he's a phenomenal player. I think he'll be a top player for us. But don't be so quick to cast judgment until you've got the full picture, because it's clear that something's not quite right with Enzo Fernandez. I've noticed it for a while now, and potentially this could be some groin problem that he's got, and he's getting pain and discomfort, which is perhaps maybe affecting his performances and whatnot. And let's hope, you know, we've maybe spotted it early. It's early stages. Maybe we can, you know, stop it from getting worse or whatever the situation is. But we need to be careful with him. We need to look after him. And just give the kid a bit of a break. You know, he's played non-stop pretty much for last 2 years, you know, last 6 months at River Plate, all of Benfica, all the Argentina games, and pretty much every game for Chelsea. The guy's just looking a bit burnt out, I feel. So, yeah, cut him a bit of slack, but it doesn't sound good that potentially he's got the early stages of a chronic groin injury, which can't really be cured, and you don't know when the pain's going to come. You just have to manage it. So hopefully everything's okay with Enzo Fernandez. But yeah, guys, that is my 5 things we learned from Chelsea's penalty shootout win against Newcastle United in the Carabao Cup, onto the semi-finals, one step closer to Wembley. Guys, make sure you smash the like, subscribe to the channel, and leave your thoughts in the comments below. I'll catch you in another video soon. Up the Chelsea, and peace out.